guess it's only right that I make some sort of reaction video to this new Eminem song that just dropped. Usually I script out my videos, but I decided to just do this off the cuff, unscripted, just pure raw emotion, exactly how I feel. Well, my first reaction to it is this is some bullshit propaganda. It is shock value. It is just saying what the media wants him to say. It is saying what his producers want him to say. It is putting forth an image that is completely unlike him. I mean, maybe it is a little bit like him in the fact that, you know, he's used to doing the shock value kind of things, but this was just absolutely disgusting. Everybody is talking about it like, oh, there's some deep meaning to it, and you don't understand the deeper meaning. You need to listen carefully to the lyrics, and this is such a powerful song and all that bullshit. No, I know exactly what happened. His producers came to him and they said, we want you to make a song that is going to villainize gun criminals and villainize gun owners, and we want you to put it out there. And he probably didn't have very long to write it, obviously, because his rhymes sucked. I mean, granted, I think that he fell off in general, but his rhymes in this one were very forced. His demeanor seemed very forced. His expression seemed very forced. It didn't seem like him at all. It didn't seem like he was really putting his heart and soul into it. And I mean, maybe it would have been semi-okay if they didn't load the end of it up with so much propaganda. The TV screens at the end of the video where they're saying like, stop gun violence now, and then those little quotes at the very end of the video, that was just over the top. And I mean, it was obvious what they were trying to do there. And the funny thing is that he focuses on the Las Vegas shooter, and that happened how many months ago? Like almost a year ago by now, probably. And then the end of it is all about like, oh, school shootings this, school shootings that. This is the guy who sang songs and made fun of Columbine happening. But then he's gonna turn around and say that school shootings are bad and they're serious matter and blah blah blah. As if nobody is going to call him out on the fact that he was writing songs making fun of Columbine and basically making the killers into heroes at that time. And I can guarantee you that he owns a gun, and he has owned a gun, and he knows a lot about guns. And he probably still owns a gun and will continue to own a gun, because he is not the type of person to not own a gun. If you listen at all to his old songs, you know, kids toting pistols and they think this shit's cool and all that stuff, but he's saying that, but then he's talking about protecting himself with a gun. And obviously he exercises his Second Amendment right, so why is he trying to end it? But let's not forget that this is a guy who wrote a song about having a black girlfriend and thinking that black girlfriends were bad, and then turned around and was all anti-racism and stuff like that. But nobody talks about that either. It's like he expects his past to be entirely forgotten. Oh, he's changed. No, he hasn't changed. He still believes the exact same things that he has always believed. He has just become a pawn of the media. You know, I could forgive the fact that he doesn't look like himself, he doesn't sound like himself, all that shit, but the fact that he is purposely acting as a tool for everything that he said that he stood out against, like what the fuck is up with all of this Illuminati symbolism in all of his videos? And why is he talking about pills and booze and drugs again? And I mean, yes, I get it. He was talking about the Las Vegas shooter, but wasn't that just an excuse for him to talk about liquor and drugs again? Maybe he's trying to, like, recreate his heyday or something? I don't know. He makes a very, very huge point in the song to mention that the guy got the guns legally and that nobody suspected him. Well, I'm pretty sure that people suspected a lot of other shooters and nothing was going on, nothing happened, and they were allowed to carry on. There were school shooters that all the warning signs were present and people warned them about the potential for a school shooting and they just sort of let it go and let the kid go or let the adult go, whatever. And so how do you know that there wasn't any warning signs? Because the media tells you that there wasn't any warning signs with this guy? Excuse me, but the media has been known to lie about things, so I would assume that the media is probably lying and withholding some sort of evidence. And what's most appalling to me is that the fans just eat it up. They will blindly follow whatever he says. If you look at the comments on his YouTube video, everybody is like, ooh, powerful message, so meaningful, blah, blah, blah. And then anybody who disagrees is sort of lost in the comments and nobody really notices them. Or if they do notice them, it's like when I commented on the video and I said that this was all bullshit propaganda, and somebody just responded to me that I didn't understand the deeper meaning of the song. Well, enlighten me. What's the deeper meaning of the song beyond the propaganda then? Is the deeper meaning maybe that he's a huge flaming hypocrite? Not to mention the fact that the entire music video, it sort of glamorizes the killing. I'm pretty sure that you don't want to glamorize a killing like this, but Eminem does it superbly, I suppose. Maybe. Probably not. I mean, do people actually think that this kind of shit is inspirational? So, what? Now he's sinking to the level of, I don't know, trying to inspire killers? Because that's kind of what this song gives off vibes for, is that it could potentially inspire somebody to want to do a shooting, because he's sort of glamorized the entire experience. I know he's trying to make it so that it doesn't seem glamorous, but he didn't succeed. I mean, putting the guy in a position saying that he's on a stage and Showtime and all that stuff, and I don't know, just making it out to be like the crowd goes wild and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of sick and twisted in a way. And it really took him this long to come out with it. I mean, that's just a money grab if ever I did see one. Look, Eminem made it clear where his political leanings stand, or at least where his producers want his political leanings to stand. And he's doing everything that he can to maintain what they desire. I mean, he came out and he did that awkward little line in the sand with some of the most broken, stupid lines that I've ever heard. This is the man who came out and in an interview was talking about orange, 4-inch door hinge and all this stuff that rhymes with orange, and then all of a sudden he just sits there or stands there in a music video and talks about a line in the sand and then goes, and he's orange, and doesn't follow it up with anything after he did all this lyrical genius with the interview that time. The sad thing is that there's a very real probability that Eminem doesn't even want to be doing this stuff anymore, and he doesn't even want to be rapping anymore, and he's only doing it because he wants to support his family and he wants to continue to gather income. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like he's allowing himself to be a pawn of the system just so that he can amass more millions and potentially leave something for his daughters. I honestly would not be surprised if within the next few years we find out that Eminem killed himself. And I'm not saying that he would be responsible for killing himself, you know. Maybe somebody else would kill him, or maybe he would actually cave under the pressure and kill himself. This is the worst spiral downward that I have ever seen him do. And you're looking at somebody who saw him go through his drug addiction. Like, I was a fan of him during his drug addiction, and I watched that, and I watched his interviews and stuff like that, and even though I was present during that time period and experienced the music that he put out for that, I still feel like this here is the worst spiral downhill that he has ever done. I would not be surprised to find out that he is back on drugs or drinking again. I mean, he made it very clear in his old songs that he didn't want to be a part of the rap game anymore, that he thought that it was bullshit, that it was eating his soul. And now all of a sudden he's eager to be back on it and not talking a thing about how he felt back then, and just pretending like he never said that, and spouting off what the media tells him to do. Somebody's got his balls in a vice grip right now, but nobody sees it. Everybody thinks that he's just absolutely fine. Well, I'm telling you right here, right now, Eminem's fallen off. He is sold out. He is a pile of shit now. And quite frankly, I feel bad for the dude. So like, subscribe, and remember, leave your hate in the comments below.
Yeah. The Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples to clone rappers. But the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted, it's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old you, get your duplication to enforce their message. They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, cloned Eminem, he ain't rap since Encore, know that. Cloning rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. The game is a sham, turning the artists who challenge to sacrificial lambs. The labels and devils are shaking hands, creating our artists in labs.